Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi, they're talking America into humiliation or possibly war with China. It's that serious. Never has the cost of having two bumblers at the very top of American politics looked so high. For months, Pelosi, the Democrat Speaker of the US House of Representatives, has let it be known she plans to visit Taiwan, but she still hasn't officially confirmed that. She would be the highest-ranking US official to visit Taiwan, and this has outraged the Communist Chinese regime. It's increasingly aggressive and now has gone ballistic. China claims that Taiwan, an island democracy, a population the size of Australia, is Chinese territory and it wants that territory back. Its foreign affairs spokesman warned that Pelosi must not visit.
方一意孤行，中方必将采取坚决有力措施，坚定捍卫国家主权和领土完整。
That was 3 months ago, and it's just got worse. Now, a threat like that from China, that puts the US in a bind. If it gives in, if it cancels Pelosi's visit, well, the United States looks weak. I mean, how can China dictate whether a US politician can go to Taiwan? As soon as the threat's made, Pelosi's almost obliged to go, because if the US gives in to these threats, what signal would that send? For instance, would it imply that the United States would not really dare to defend Taiwan if China acts on its threats and invades? And wouldn't that actually encourage China to do exactly that? Make invasion more likely. So this is really important. But rather than make a firm decision on this visit one way or the other, Pelosi and President Biden, they hemmed and they hawed and they procrastinated, and that in itself is a sign of weakness. And China, meanwhile, amped up the pressure. There are now reports, apparently from briefings from the White House, that China has behind the scenes made its threats more explicit. It's threatening a tougher response to a Pelosi visit than anything the US has seen before. And last Wednesday, Biden blurted out that his military had got the message. They were worried about Pelosi's visit, coming just before China's dictator Xi Jinping, an ultranationalist, intends to get formally confirmed for a third 5-year term as China's supreme leader.
The military thinks it's not a good idea right now, but I don't know what the status of it is.
And by Friday, Pelosi, who's been briefed by the Pentagon and national security officials, still wouldn't confirm her plans, but did talk about the kind of threats China is apparently making.
I don't ever discuss my travel plans. It's a security issue. I think what the president was saying is maybe the military was afraid our plane would get shot down or something like that by the Chinese. I don't know exactly. I didn't see it. I didn't hear it. You're telling me, and I've heard it anecdotally.
Now, all this loose talk about Pelosi's visit and the dithering and the division apparent now between Biden and Pelosi already make the US look weak. It already encourages China to throw its weight around. The whole bubbling away of this raises the stakes. So what happens now? If Pelosi does not go after all this talk over all these months, it will be a huge humiliation of the United States and a signal that it is no longer the world's sole superpower. China is now calling the shots around Asia. If Pelosi does go, this could explode. The Chinese dictatorship, for a start, has now talked itself into near hysteria. God knows how it will react. And let me give you just a taste of what China's state media is now saying about this visit. The Communist Party's Global Times, for instance, says it's widely seen as a severe provocation that could trigger an overwhelming response from the Chinese side, according to some Chinese experts who talked to. And China's military could try to block Pelosi from landing on the island or use fighter jets to intercept her US military aircraft, according to a report in the Financial Times. I mean, this is really upping the stakes. And an expert from the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences told the Global Times it is believed the Chinese side will act on what it has said, and its reaction to Pelosi's trip could be the most severe in decades. Of course, maybe all this is just bluster. But the more that this dictatorship blusters, the more pressure it puts on itself to live up to its threats. And it puts more pressure on Joe Biden, who's now, by the way, got COVID. It puts more pressure on him to just cave. This could turn out to be a key moment in the decline of the United States.